Is Bitbip 89 the retro dream, or is it just a dressed-up HDMI stick with big promises and small print? The site screams 4K images, thousands of classics, ergonomic controllers, and a sale that never seems to end. The pitch is simple. Plug it in and relive childhood with multiplayer and no fuss. The fine print says otherwise. Their own footer claims a trust score over 4 points with more than 1,000 reviews, yet the only public footprints I can find are scattered and often negative. The page also leans on press logo wallpaper that implies coverage rather than delivers it. The price bounce is a classic urgency play. Today it is around $70 to $80 depending on the locale, and yesterday it was a different currency with the same crossed out number. Is this clever innovation, or just expensive plastic with a big promise? Here is what is actually on the table. A generic HDMI game stick plus two 2.4 GHz controllers, likely a microSD loaded with ROM packs and a skim of emulators. That setup can be fun for couch nostalgia, but it is not a breakthrough console, and calling the output 4K is marketing gloss since the classics render below HD and then get upscaled by your TV anyway. Let us check the business reality and provenance. The terms of use name eCompro Media SL as the store owner, with a registered office at Calle Dublin 1, Las Rosas, Madrid, and Spanish VT ESB 88500913. That company exists in the Madrid Commercial Registry, and credit directories list it as a small e-commerce operator. With that, I can say there is a real entity behind the funnel, not a ghost shell. WOAS trails for the Qinux subdomains route through ASINs and Cloudflare, with privacy redaction common for marketers but not proof of wrongdoing. The site posts 2 customer service numbers, including a Spanish line and a US number, plus a support email and weekday hours. The returns and delivery language is classic dropship play. They say they may source from a third party anywhere in the world, and delivery can run up to 30 days. Customs fees might land on you, and you pay return shipping. They cap the legal commitment at a 14-day withdrawal right and push you to a form-heavy process. Does the address match a real space? Yes. Calle Dublin 1 is a real office building in a Las Rosas business park. You can map it and see the kind of place where small marketing firms rent suites. That is a step above Vapor, yet it still screams campaign factory rather than a gaming hardware brand with engineering chops. Now for the product reality and what customers report. Side-by-side photos and controller shells look identical to generic GameStick 4K bundles that flood marketplaces under dozens of names. The pattern is the same. Plug-in dongle, 2 wireless pads, claims of 10,000 plus games, 9 or more emulators, and a 64 or 128 gig card. Communities for retro gaming keep warning that these sticks are messy to navigate, use questionable ROM packs, and ship with wobbly quality control. Threads mention flimsy controllers, battery or pairing issues, and that multiplayer latency can be rough. Reviews tied to other Qinux funnels show a recurring theme. Nice ad, not so nice after sales. The company funnel features glowing testimonials and 5-star widgets that do not match independent review platforms, which is a red flag for AstroTurf. The fairest reading is this. You probably get a working nostalgia toy that boots and runs arcade and 8 or 16-bit titles for casual laughs, but expect inconsistent curation, uneven performance, and thin support. If you want clean menus, legal ROM management, and stable emulation, there are better-known options from hobby brands that update firmware and publish docs. Let us talk value and risk. Because this is almost certainly a rebrand, the true market price baseline is what generic sticks sell for on mass marketplaces. I found bundles that look functionally identical for $30 to $50, including 2 controllers and a packed card. That makes the Qinux sale price roughly double for the same hardware class. You are paying for copywriting, the ad video, and some customer service scripts, not meaningfully better components or software. Compare that to purpose-built alternatives like a Raspberry Pi setup or all-in-one retro boxes from known names, where you get clearer specs and support. The legal gray area is obvious too. A stick preloaded with copyrighted ROMs is not something a reputable manufacturer boasts about. Returns are possible per Spanish consumer law, but the execution puts a lot of friction on you, with return shipping on your dime, slow processing, and a short window. So what is the verdict? Mixed. If your expectation is a light party toy, it can be fun for an evening. If you want a dependable retro machine with clean provenance and updates, this is not it. My practical next step is simple. If you like the idea but not the price, get a generic for half the cost, or grab a better reviewed retro unit from a reputable retailer. If you already bought and it arrives defective, document everything and exercise your 14-day withdrawal right. Worth the hype or worth the headache? For most buyers, this is worth the headache. Avoid the markup and comparison shop smart.